What up, guys? This is Jody with the Whiskey Rebellion Barcast, and hey, we're here doing this another time. We have a little bit thinner crew tonight. We have before we get started, one of the guys is not here today because his dog is not well, and it looks like she's going to be put down tomorrow. So this entire show is going to be dedicated to Lily and her life, and going to raise a glass to that because I think that is freaking cool that we can do that. And she's lived 14 good years with a good dad and mom. So that's awesome.
Yeah. Hey.
But anyway, tonight we're going to go with Chuck is going to do his sampling tonight of 5 different drinks and then rank them. You haven't had anybody mix them up for you, so you don't know which ones are which?
Yeah, I don't know which ones are which. They're all numbered.
But your glasses are empty.
Yeah, I know. I'm just going to pour, go from here.
But you know which one they are.
Well, I put numbers on the glasses on the bottom.
I understand that. But do you see that if you grab that old Carter right there and you pour that into a glass?
That's number 1.
That's going to be number 1. And we're all going to know what Carter is. And then the next one looks like maybe it's a Maker's Mark. That'd be your number 2.
Well, the kids labeled the bottles on the bottom and the glasses on the bottom.
Okay, maybe I asked this question wrong. Are you blind?
No, why?
Don't be mean.
I'm just saying you can see the bottles.
Oh, yeah. All right. Sorry. All right, my bad. I got it. All right, first day with the liquor.
I was like, I'm not following.
I've already tried this 4 times. I've got it down pat. It's going to be a great.
All right, so what to do?
I mean, what you could do is pour it, turn your video off, go upstairs, have Stephanie mix it around.
Okay.
You have to turn around so she can't see you do it.
All right.
Or I'm sorry, you can't see her do it. And then walk it back downstairs, turn video back on, boom, we're good to go. But you could tell us about each one of the 5 you got there.
Oh, yeah. Here I have Stellan Bourbon. Comes in at 114.98 proof.
Gosh, you're doing hot ones.
That's a blend, of course, of bourbons from Barrel Bourbon Company or Barrel Spirits. This one here is Ezra Books 99, comes in at 99 proof. This is, of course, Stag Junior Batch 15, which comes in at 131.1. This one is Maker's Mark FAE 01. Woods right? Finishing Series comes in at 110.6.
0.6, yeah.
And then, of course, Old Carter.
113.
Barrel proof, single barrel, comes in at 120.7 proof.
Wow. I got none of those right. Nice. All right. So here's what I want you to do, Chuck. We'll go to everybody else while you're doing this. Why don't you turn your camera off?
All right.
Pour those glasses, walk upstairs, have Stephanie mix them up, bring them back downstairs. Boom, you're ready to go. And we're good to go. And the kids, or you'd have the kids do it. I don't care who mixes them up.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
So basically on here would be stop video, right?
That would be the one that stops it.
Okay. First day.
I know. I love you. It's all good.
Thanks.
I have so many questions. I didn't know he was married, and I didn't know he had kids.
Well, he does. All right. So let's go to DB Cooper.
Oh, okay.
I like that.
So,
yeah,
I found this the other day, and I thought it was fascinating because I had never seen it before. So, for those of you that know the Calumet expressions, you've probably seen the larger wide bottles, but they actually have a bunch of higher proof ones that range from 12 to 14 to 15. I found a 15-year Calumet.
I was thinking that's funny that we're both drinking Calumet tonight.
So that guy's 105 proof, and it is not your traditional Barton, right? So it's doesn't taste a lot like you would think 1792 tastes. It's a lot smoother.
Oh, you used the forbidden word.
No. I mean, if you're thinking about in terms of
Each one of these.
Does it have a lot of heat or no? It doesn't.
Any
It doesn't
flavors?
at that proof, and it's really delicious. So it's got a nice. We thought of it as a dark fruit, like maybe a prune going on in here. If you like prunes, Jody, I know you probably do. You know, you have to have those all the time, right? So it's delicious. It really is.
Awesome. All right, Marky Mark.
What's up, my brothers?
What's up?
Hey, DB Cooper. So is that a Champagne 10th anniversary?
Oh yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good man. Good taste. Good man. See, my brothers all have good taste.
See,
so
60 ring, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is Eagle Rare. This might be a bottle kill tonight. Store pick, of course, round 1. This is actually going to be round 4. I'm sorry, I skipped. We'll talk about that later. This is Rabbit Hole Derringer. That's going to be a bottle kill.
See, and I would like to know why why DB Cooper does not like Derringer. I think it's fantastic. I really do.
Yeah.
That's like saying, why do you drive a Cadillac and I drive a Ford? What's the difference?
Well, there's a huge difference between
It's
those
about
two.
what you like.
I'm going to sip it for you, my brother. But I had a couple pours a little earlier. I went down to a Whiskey Wednesday and I had a couple pours earlier. So actually, I said this is round 1. This is probably more like round 4, and this is probably going to be round 5 and 6. So I'm at home. I'm not going anywhere.
It has a cherry smell too.
It does. Yep.
Yeah. All right. So I'm having, both of us are having the Calumet, and this is the 12 year, and it's the Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, which, by the way, is a that's a pleonasm when you say Kentucky Straight Bourbon whiskey and bourbon. All bourbons are whiskeys, so you don't have to oversay it. Kind of like I nodded my head. There's no reason to say it twice. So anyway, I'll tell you this on the nose. It has a very to me it smells like there's a lot of cherry in it, which I love, by the way. Okay. Love the cherry taste and smell. You can kind of get some of maybe it's 12 years, so it does smell a little thin. How the proof on it? It's 47.94 point. Yeah, and 94.
Yeah.
So
it's in the 94.
It's it smells a little bit thin, but it has a finish smell of maybe a little bit of oak or something of that nature. A little bit, not maybe a hint of it. Now on the tongue, which I love seeing that there's already a fight.
Already.
Yeah, I like that a lot. And it's holla in there.
The ref is right in the middle.
Caps 1-1. Caps 1-1. I'm sorry.
Okay. Anyway, we're back to the Preds right now playing. This is why I'm in my Preds attire. And why I may not pay attention the entire night. It's the reason why I got Mark here. But anyway, it has a lot of heat, though, actually on the front end. But it finishes really fast with the heat, and it goes straight into maybe like some type of raisin, dried fruit type of finish off, and it's short. It's a short finish too. Okay. So anyway, that's what we're having. So, guys, what's happened over the last week? So anything cool happened in the bourbon world that you guys want to talk about? I mean, I liked what DB Cooper was talking about earlier in the show, in the pre-show, when he was talking about, hey, look, if you go, well, you know what? Before we do that, what did you pick up from the notes from there?
The nose, very similar when I first got it. On the finish, though, I get a little more of that medicinal, though, in the finish. Not like an Irish whiskey or a Scotch or something, but it's a little different than some of the other whiskeys.
So it's got an interesting complex that you like to talk about. Got it.
Yeah, I don't know how to describe it actually.
Okay, but
it's not a fruity thing.
I got a question for Jay. I'm sorry, DB Cooper. So
his eyes.
So anyway, I spoke with this gentleman yesterday named Greg. Fantastic individual. He's part of the VIP chat now, I believe. Super awesome dude. Enjoyed talking to him. He was telling me that like Stag's his favorite too, kind of like it is you and I's, except for Eagle Rare 17 2020. But to get more of that taste out of it, he takes Weller Special Reserve and cuts it in the glass. Have you ever heard of doing that?
Sure. Oh yeah. A lot of guys will say the path to poor man's pappy, and you'll get different recipes on how to get there. But a lot of guys say if you take the reserve and the 107 and mix it together, kind of get
12
yes. So some combination of, because that's you're trying to get to what pappy is. Some people are.
I'm not. So I'm not a big fan.
I'm more of a purist. I wouldn't want to cut my stag with anything, but man, anything you can do to stretch that bottle.
Well, see, and that's kind of what he looked at it is like, and he made a good point because stags always last. I mean, like a bottle of stag will last. You could take one drink and talk about it for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Easily. Like one finger pour from the bottom and talk about it for 30 minutes. You could totally do that. It's very interesting with complexities. But however, I will tell you, see, I'm not a big fan of the Special Reserve by any means. Don't like it at all. However, I'm almost interested in purchasing a bottle just to try it with the stag that way, cutting it just a little bit, just to give it a little bit more length and seeing what will happen. I thought it was just an interesting conversation. Now, moving on to another aspect that you brought up that I thought was fascinating was if you go into a store and whatever your normal limit is, but they have your product there. Like, let's just say you get your stag for whatever you normally pay for it, and you brought multiple availabilities, resources to pay for it at that price. And there happened to be more than one there. And
resources.
Yeah, well, I don't want to put monies into other words. But if
he doesn't pay money, he's favors, right?
Okay, sure. But anyway, if you were to do that and you had the opportunity to pick up multiple stags, even if they were the same year, would you? Or the question you posed at me was Blanton's, because up until probably this year, I was a Blanton's fanboy, and I still am a straight from the barrel fanboy. But I wouldn't say I'm burnt out on Blanton's. I've just found better things since then. I mean, I still love Blanton's. I think it's freaking. I mean, it's on my shelf. It's always on my shelf. It's on every one of my shelves here in this house. So it's even in my office. I mean, it's all over the place. I love it. But have I found stuff that I like better? Yeah, I have. What do you else? Well, before we go to that and get you guys' thoughts, Chuck, did you get it all lined up and everything's good to go and you don't know which one's which?
That's correct. I don't know which one's which. My daughter came down and decided to switch everything up for me. And so now I'm going to take some notes.
Okay. Well, you do that and you just let us know when you have it ready to be ranked and what you picked out from each one.
Okay.
It's an amazing microphone, Chuck.
It's the same microphone I have.
Yeah, but his is amazing.
So you can hear me then? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, but his is amazing.
Why I put up with some of you guys.
He's got jokes tonight. I like it. He's fiery.
Well, DB always has jokes. And what's funny is when he gets in the back page and he's like, I'm about to leave now. It's getting too risque for me. Like, dude, they're talking about meat, like literal meat. But anyway, so what I'm asking that to you, DB. Would you find yourself picking up multiple bottles?
No.
Why?
I absolutely choose not to buy. So if I see 10 bottles of something that's either rare or special or interesting or new, I absolutely go to great pains to stop myself, because my philosophy is somebody else needs to have that too.
What about if it's Eagle Rare? Because like for me, I think Eagle Rare is awesome, but we know it's becoming more and more allocated. Would you pick up a case of that if you had a chance?
I probably wouldn't do a case. No, I might, if there was a case of it sitting there, I might get one or two, but I would stop there for sure. I would really stop. Probably stop at one.
I can't say I would do that with like Eagle Rare because of it becoming more and more allocated and more its namesake rare.
It's always going to be there. You're always going to have an Eagle Rare.
No, I'm hope that you're correct, but as the market, as demand goes up and supply seems to dwindle, even our retail stores here in Tennessee are raising the prices of it. So, Mark, what about you?
If I see Eagle Rare, I'm buying it. Doesn't matter. I just left my spot and they're getting a store pick, which is great, a barrel pick, which is great, but it pissed me off because I'm flying out on Tuesday and their selection is available Wednesday. So I was like, don't forget, you guys know I love Eagle Rare. Of course, I want one from here. I'm pretty much, if I see any of the, especially if it's, I hate to say it, but the Buffalo Trace stuff, if any of that stuff, if I can catch it anywhere near retail, I'll buy it if I see it. Doesn't matter. I'm going to buy it because it's so hard to get now.
All of it?
The only thing that's not hard for me to get right now is Buffalo Trace.
No, I mean, if let's say you walk into your favorite store and they got 4 bottles of a store pick and you go, hey, is there a limit on this? Can I get more than one? And they say, we don't care. Would you get them all? Or would you leave some for somebody?
No, I would always leave some.
Yeah.
If there's a case of 6, now if I knew like any of my guys, and if you guys wanted something, then I might get 4. But if it's just me, I'll probably just buy 2 and then leave the rest.
Dig it.
Yeah. There's no need for me to be an asshole. I got many other areas to be an asshole. Bourbon's not one of them.
Yeah, like Atlanta has a sign as soon as you enter it says that you're not welcome.
See this? Speaking of assholes.
All right. So I would go to Chuck, but what about you, Mark?
Yeah. So I think one of the things
I'm sorry, White Mark. I apologize.
White Mark. Yeah. Is just learning about the different expressions of a particular product. So for instance, my wife and I have been on a kick of like going and visiting some of the different distilleries close by. We went to Kentucky last month, toured around a few of them, and some of them only have like a couple bottles available to buy.
Yeah, you brought me a bottle.
Yeah.
Of Slow Hands. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm right now, at least for me, I haven't really figured out what it is that I really, okay, this is where I will kind of live in the bourbon world for whenever. There's a few that are kind of making a good run for that kind of spot, but there's just so many that I haven't really tried yet. So I'm in the camp of, if I see one that's a different one that I haven't had before, and I'll go and grab that, I'll take that. I don't care if there's 6 or 3 on the shelf or whatever, but I've had some with you, like Eagle Rare, for instance, and a buddy of mine the other day said, oh, there was 2 of them on the shelf up where he's up North Nashville. And I said, well, go back tomorrow and get both of them. And I will pay you for them. And he went back and they were gone. So in the sense that there's something that I really do enjoy. And if there's 1 or 2 bottles, I'll pick them both up. But if there's 6, I'm not going to buy all 6. I wouldn't do that.
See, that's where I get pretentious again, because I it depends, like I don't want to be with, probably my favorite drink of choice just to have like as a nightcap or whatever. I do like interesting things. And I wish that I would become more and more like Mark, to be honest, we try just different things all the time. Because he tries some very interesting stuff, and I just can't do it sometimes when it's young. I'm just can't do it. Yeah. But if I were to come across, like, I love Eagle Rare. It's one of my absolute faves. Definitely for like when I'm watching hockey or just sitting around the house and just chilling, whatever it might be. It's one of my absolute faves. And because it's become harder and harder to get, I don't want to be ever stuck without one. Or if I want one, it's going to cost $80 now.
So FOMO.
I know I can go anywhere and get Woodford.
Well, yeah,
it's one of my favorites.
Yeah, Woodford's good too. I like it,
especially the double oaked. That's up on my like short list of top 5. But I know I can grab that pretty much anywhere. But so I'm not trying to hoard it or anything. But
Well, I hate to see that we're down 1-0 with only having one shot on goal in the first 9 minutes and 30 seconds of the game.
Do they have Pekka or no?
They do have Pekka, but Pekka is not the number. I mean, like, for example, UC Saros up until Monday was probably the hottest goalie in all of hockey. I mean, his save percentage was 0.94 or 0.96, something like that. He's I'm sorry, 0.946 is what it was. That's incredibly high, dude.
And see, look how packed it is.
Yeah,
the stadium's packed.
Well, it's supposed to only have 12,000. It's supposed to be really packed on Wednesday when they're playing in Nashville, because we can have more than 12,000. Yeah.
So I learned something just even while I've only had one taste of this prior to bringing it over here. Depends on how you drink it, the notes you get.
Really?
If I hold it in my mouth too long on the tongue, then I get all of what I was telling you, like that medicinal flavor. But if I drink it, breathe, swallow, that it's sweet like honey. I get a lot more of the cherry, more of a vanilla and stuff, but it tastes like a young bourbon. For a 12-year,
I agree. It tastes like a young bourbon. It's very young bourbon. It's very thin tasting. Yeah. It doesn't have the oil that you normally get with a thicker bourbon.
Yep.
Have you had the 1792s? Have you had any of those?
Of course.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Calumet's in that same family, right? How do you compare them?
I wouldn't compare it to 1792 at all. I mean, maybe the small batch. I might compare it closer to that because it's thin like that. But the Full Proof and Bottle and Bond are, in my opinion, those are their best products.
Oh, so you don't like the sweet wheat?
No, I don't like sweet wheat. Matter of fact, I bought a case of it last year for all the guys and sent it to you guys. Yeah. My liquor store guy's like, "You want any 1792 sweet wheat?" I'm like, "No." And then I thought about it and I was like, well, maybe the guys do. And everybody said that they wanted one. So I bought a 6-pack, a case of it.
Yep. I'll tell you the Woodford, the wheat expression of Woodford that is delicious.
I have found that I'm starting to like a little bit more wheaters, but I'm more still of the traditional hard line of the Kentucky straights. That's more of bourbons is what I find myself liking.
I see this all the time, and I've seen this for all the years I've been drinking bourbon, and it seems to be a pattern with people. As your palate develops, and Mark, chime in on this because I bet you got an interesting take on this, but I find that even I don't classify myself as liking too many ryes. I've bought 6 bottles of rye in the last year, and I don't really care for ryes. You know what I'm talking about, Mark?
Well, you were with me when we bought a rye together.
Yeah. So I'm
like you. I don't buy ryes either.
I think people kind of gravitate over time, and I'll really want to get Chuck's input on this at some point, but I think people tend to gravitate towards ryes once their palates really develop.
Yeah. If you ask me about a rye, so I started drinking bourbon around 2000. It was just I was Knob Creek all the time. Knob Creek. And the only reason I was able to get the Knob Creek because I used to drink moonshine in Tennessee. So the 100 proof didn't kill me. But it was Knob Creek and Maker's Mark, Knob Creek, Maker's Mark, Knob Creek, Maker's Mark. And the more that I started to drink, because back then, if you gave me a rye, I would spit in your face and say it tastes like medicine.
That's me. That's exactly me.
Shit is terrible.
But I wonder if it has something to do with like old fashions, because like every time I go out to dinner, I'm getting an old fashioned almost always, and my preference is a rye for an old fashioned.
It's weird. Now, I'm good with ryes now. I'll sip a rye anytime now, but 5 years ago.
It's
oh God, no.
It really depends because I like what's it called, King's Estate or King's Rye or whatever it is. That's a good rye. I do like the Willett Family Reserve rye, the 4-year. I think that's pretty good. The 108. But see, like Whistle Pig, like couldn't give enough of those bottles away. I will never drink them probably. But maybe I'll keep them and I'll try them later and I'll be like, you know what? I'm gonna try one tonight and see if I like it. No, I'm not gonna do it. It's hard for me because they're just not something I dig. So anyway.
Understandable.
Chuck looks very happy. Do you see that face? Look at
that. Oh, I am.
He's working through it. He's taking notes.
Slow Hands was a rye. What
so, Jay, did you have a question?
I did like that.
You wanted to ask me?
Yeah. So we were just talking about. Do you find that your friends, maybe even you, who might have started out not necessarily caring much for ryes, have as they've developed their palate and kind of cut their teeth on a bunch of different expressions of different bourbons, did they lean towards rye? Did you have that experience?
Yeah,
I did. Exactly what you were explaining. Once my palate got acclimated to bourbons, especially the higher proof bourbons, barrel proof, full proof, then the spiciness of the rye started to interest me. But prior to that, not at all. I had rye and I thought, oh, this is disgusting. This is terrible.
Yeah.
But this was going back a ways, but still it was. And then, of course, after a while, I think my first foray into rye was the old Carter 5 and 6, batch 5 and 6, and really enjoyed them. And I believe that was last year. I really started getting into ryes.
I think it was Basil Hayden. It was the first rye I ever had. And that was probably 3 years ago. And I was like, okay, yeah, I don't like that at all. I'm sticking with the straight up, regular corn bourbon 51+%. And that's where I'm at. And I think I tried Whistle Pig was one of the next ones I had. And that was probably a year and a half.
So what do you think of the Joseph Magnus though?
Okay, I'm going to disagree with you, man. I love that bottle.
Yeah, well, you can have it.
Which expression? Which expression?
The cigars cognac. I'd rather drink the sweat off my own balls. That was freaking horrible.
Well, I'd try it once, I guess.
I spent about 3 hours around a fire
to have the sweat off my balls?
You're doing right now, DP.
I'll try anything.
I need to drink on that one, Lord.
If it tastes like Joseph Magnus cognac, I'm there.
Wow.
Well, that's the reason why I haven't invited you to my house.
But you have to have been drinking a lot of that to be sweating it out that way.
No, I work out every day, so I sweat it out.
You just sweat out bourbon when you work
I just sweat out. I never said it had to be bourbon. What I said was
you have a problem.
No, what I said was it had to be. I said I would rather drink the sweat off my balls. Never said what was the precursor for it, whether I was drinking bourbon.
That was a backhanded inference.
And then you go,
Joseph Magnus,
I'll try that once. And I'm
Joseph Magnus tastes like sweat off balls. That's what you just said.
No, that's not what I said. I'll edit the tape out and I'll hashtag I said.
No, you don't have to do that. Song? It's like a CB4 song. Sweaty balls.
Sweaty balls.
Oh, hey, speaking of which, not a sweaty balls. We're actually turning this around.
Wow.
We're actually flipping the script on this. But anyway, I was thinking about taking our shows after we finish the series of bourbons, like when everybody does their lineup, moving to more of a format where we do the two shows, but we have one video and we edit that video to feature both shows. What are you guys' thoughts? Maybe the fans could also say too.
I say leave it alone, but I wouldn't mind. I like to do clips anyway. Mm-hmm. Post clips up, and because I think that's a lot of times what something that I think folks really want to hear and really would like to see.
It's talking about sweaty balls.
The TikTokers would like that.
Yeah.
Yes, they would.
So I downloaded TikTok one time.
Sweaty ball dance.
And then I found myself not liking TikTok. I was like, this really is kind of janky and stupid.
It's because
that's what people said about YouTube.
You got to get those TikTok leggings and do a show.
That and I got to learn how to dance.
Yeah.
And do We could do one later together if you want to. You have TikTok, I'm sure.
Oh man, I will pay for that. I'll pay for that.
God.
That's just for my fans only. Right?
Yeah.
Or what's it called?
Only
fans. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that religious mark.
Yeah, you're welcome. Listen, I may not participate, but I know what stuff is.
You know what's funny is I didn't even know what it was. I had to have like John, little John. He was describing it to us, and I was like, "What?" And he was telling me that people pay and just have all random, because like I would see it on like Instagram, you'll see it all the time where under someone's thing it'll say their website and then it says OnlyFans. I'm like, what the hell does that mean? I mean, I can only assume it's some kind of porn, but I was like, people pay just this individual person to see their porn. You know, I just didn't get it. And he was like, well, you could get anybody to do that. They have their own feet and hairy chests and fat bellies. And I'm like, what?
Calves.
Shut up.
And now with OnlyFans.
What it is about your fetish and my calves. But anyway, moving on.
You keep putting the pictures up there.
I haven't put a picture up in a long time. I just work out and like I don't post because I'm jaded by what DB Cooper might think about my calves.
Yeah, now I'm stuck going back through all your old pictures.
I like that. Chuck hadn't said anything in a while. He's just like,
Yeah.
It's like going over to your uncle's house and you only have like 1972 Playboys to deal with. That's what you.
Some good years right there.
Oh my gosh.
Oh boy.
Those girls were still happening.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, they didn't have manicuring down, but anyway, we're back to talking about bourbon.
Bourbon is good.
It is good. So anyway, I hear a bird. Oh, that's because DB Cooper's outside. Hey, where'd you bury the money?
It's in my backyard right here. You come over with the shovel, you'll find it.
He's got to bring me a shovel and some calves, right?
Yeah. Oh no, I'll put my camp chair by the gate and I'll just watch.
Oh,
How's Chuck doing? Has he got notes ready?
Well, I think he hadn't got it in order yet of what he wants to do.
Yeah, I think I know what this one is.
Well, you don't have to know what it is. I want you to rank them, and then I
have them ranked.
Okay, well then let's do that.
All right.
Tell us what you have number one as. Or
number
you know
one,
what?
let's go back.
No. Let's go backwards. Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 5.
Number 5. I have. Let's see.
Really, really interested to see where his stellum falls here.
I am interested to see where Stellan, unless he ranked the bottles right there.
Because he likes that stuff.
No, they're not. They're not done. You want me to rank them that way, or
no? Yeah, when you're done, absolutely.
Okay.
So.
All right, I'm going to go with this one as my 5th.
All right, we'll put it in the slot of 5 over here, so we know
right.
so we know where it's at. And then, what's the number on the bottom? And then
now, does this look backwards to you, or is it? That would be 5.
No, because that's fine. We'll put that as 5.
Okay.
What number is that on there? And then what is the corresponding number with that one?
What number's on the glass?
Yes.
Number 5.
All right. And what was number 5 in your predetermined list? Oh, was this on Facebook? I mean, on Facebook, but in the messaging, I could have done that.
Yes, it is.
Okay, well, I could have looked that up for you. Why don't you go back to what you're doing? I'll look. That
okay.
Up. So number 5 was Stellum.
Ouch.
Did you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
This is where we need dancing monkeys in the background.
Da, 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 da,
Get my TikTok dance on.
Da, 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 da.
And do the Hercules dance.
All right.
Hercules.
This one is the next one.
Right.
This one is the next one.
All right. And what number is that?
That is correct.
This one is number 3.
Number 3 was Stag Junior, batch 15.
Okay.
Interesting.
I'm kind of curious where
you labeled that one for you is, you said
was
4?
number 4. Yeah, it's 4.
Okay.
Interesting. I would have thought Stag would have been a little higher here, but okay.
Actually, I kind of agree with that because I'm not a big fan of Stag Junior like I am Stag Senior. Stag Senior is one of my favorites.
Well, yeah, between the two, yeah.
But I don't even think Stag Junior is close, in my opinion. It's like they just took the heat and said, we're just going to do hot.
Okay, this is the next. This
What
would
number is
be
that?
this would be number 3 choice.
Number 3.
And this one is labeled number 4.
Nice.
All right, so Stellum was number 5.
3 is 4.
And Stag Junior was number 4. And so number 3, what did you say? Number 4?
Number 4.
Number
Okay,
4.
that's Ezra.
Okay.
Somewhere a Common Core math teacher is going nuts.
Yeah.
Number 3 is number 4.
Did you times that times 10? Did you do the 10 variables?
Mark, I'm going to get you. I was drinking, Mark.
This is absolute bullshit. They don't know how to count.
Number 4 is 4.
Need somebody to do a Casey Kasem impression.
All right, this is
And
my next
number
one.
3. Number 3 is number 4.
So my next choice is number 2.
Maker's Mark. So that means O. Carter is number 1 then.
Wow.
Is that right? Yep. That would be O. Carter would be number 1.
Number 1.
Well, there you go.
I do like me an old Carter though, especially this one.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah, I'll join you as a matter of fact
Mm-hmm.
with the old Carter.
My guy.
That's cool. That's cool. See, I kind of like this. So Wednesday, I mean, what's the date? So Sunday, I guess, will be Rob if he's up to it. But then next week is David. And then there's also a point where Mark has to get in there. And then if DB Cooper wants to rank some. But hey, I would actually challenge DB with what you and I were talking about last time, Chuck, and that is barrel proofs or full proofs.
Oh, yeah.
Take 5 full proofs, 5 barrel proofs, whatever you want to take, and rank those blind. I think that would just be interesting because they would all be hot.
It's a big difference, though. When you say foolproof,
Either a full proof or a barrel proof. One,
okay.
Either or. Not the same.
It'd also be fun to kind of do that with like the low bar bourbons.
Well, see, that's where we got it from.
Like
what makes us different. Oh, yeah, we have done that too. But what makes us different from, like, if you haven't watched Man Shit on YouTube, you need to. He's hilarious. But him, the drum mash or mash drum, that's what it's called. Mash and drum. Sorry. Him and then the Bourbon Junkies. And of course, everybody else has always done it too. They do these blinds all the time and they periodically do another one, this, that, whatever. What makes us different is we have people in different places throughout the United States, throughout the world. And our available resources are going to be different too. Like what we can purchase, like, like Mal, for example, can't purchase half the stuff that I can purchase or we can purchase. But like Mark gets stuff that we're never going to see here in Tennessee unless we have Mark send it to us. Or, with DB's connections, you have certain things he can get a hold of, and same with Chuck up in Maryland, and so on and so on. And then what I like about David is not new to the bourbon world, but he sticks to a very strict, this is what I'm a lot for spending, and that's it. And I like that. I like that pattern he takes, because I would care to say that the majority of bourbon drinkers, that's who they are. They're
definitely. Yeah. They're
novice consumers, and they don't want to spend a crap ton of money on something like Kentucky Par that tastes horrible.
Unless it's got a sticker on it.
Like this bottle
store
here.
Pick, or are you talking about the funny stickers?
This 12-year was $90. This is the most expensive bottle of bourbon that I've ever bought.
Well, that bottle I gave you.
Really? No.
Double it. That's how much it cost.
What bottle you gave me? Which one?
The Joseph Magnus.
Yes, I remember you told me that. Yeah.
Freaking horrible crap.
You only gave me like $30 of it though.
That's not true.
Jay.
It was like this full when I gave it to him.
It was not.
It was pretty daggum close. It was a little bit past the neck. You know that's a fact.
Yeah, but the neck is like this long. I mean, it's a short little.
Do you know how to do 750 milliliters?
Yeah.
It's going to be the same whether it's a cylinder this tall or a squatty little.
We'll be right back. So listen.
I don't care what your wife says. I'm telling you, 750 milliliters is still 750 milliliters.
I'm grateful. I mean, come on.
I'm just saying it's expensive stuff. That
Hug it out, fellas. Hug it out.
Oh, we've hugged it out, so we're good. Yeah, I tell you, Jay, the Miami Vice, not Miami Vice, the Magnum PI shirt with the kind of open and the fire going in the background. What's his name? Not Magnum PI, but the other one, the bald-headed guy that started with G. His last name, the guy, the rich guy. Who is that on Magnum?
Lex Luthor.
On Magnum PI?
Oh my God, no.
Telly Savalas.
Oh my God,
no.
That's Kojak.
I know where you're going.
Forget it. I'll post a picture of it because it's ridiculous conversation. Yeah. So anyhow, guys, this has been fun. We don't have to really go much longer in this because we've gotten what we wanted to do tonight. We got a small crew tonight, so we don't have a bunch of shenanigans going on. I'm not saying those other people caused the shenanigans. What I'm saying is that we don't. It hasn't led that way except for our sidetrack where we went down the calves and the ball sweat path. Other than that, we've been on point pretty much the whole time.
Now I'm thirsty.
Oh Lord.
Oh, I wanted to answer Jay's question, as a matter of fact, the one that about the would you purchase a whole case of Eagle Rare, and would you purchase the entire stock of everything that the store owner had, if depending upon what it was? Yeah, I would purchase a case of Eagle Rare, definitely, especially if it was a store pick. If it was a good store pick, I should say.
And the one you got me, that's a good one because it's sweet.
It's very good.
It's a very different type of sweet.
It is. It's a little on the thin side, but it's very good.
It's almost like, I hate to say this, it's almost like have you ever had a flat Dr. Pepper?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And then take that feeling that you would get from a flat Dr. Pepper and that little bit of sweetness, and then add normal Eagle Rare to it. That's what it tastes like to me.
That's interesting.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
But it has that strong cherry taste on the.
It does. It's very sweet.
Yeah. Very.
And I really like it.
Spices.
We're not doing a Dr. Pepper commercial.
Oh, we weren't doing the Dr. Pepper.
The sweet one.
And as far as purchasing the entire stock of something,
little sweet.
Little sweet.
I would leave stuff on the shelf for somebody else.
I'm just a dude playing a dude.
I knew that about you.
Another dude.
I knew that about you, Chad.
I wouldn't buy it all. No.
Wait, what? You just went back on it?
I think what he's saying is it depends on what it is. If it was Eagle Rare, he'd take it all.
No.
He might leave one.
I think it was two questions actually. Basically, if it was Eagle Rare, would I buy a case? Yes. If they had 2 or 3 cases, or if it was a store pick.
Oh, okay.
But if there was something,
case,
say, if there was something like this, FAE 01 or Old Carter, I would leave some on the table for somebody else.
See, I've done that. I with the my liquor store guys know to call me when they get a case of Blanton's in, and I paid for it over the phone, left the case there, and picked it up when I needed it. I've done that with Eagle Rare. I've done that with several different things. I don't really care about the other consumers in the world. And that sounds pretentious as hell. And I don't mean for it to, but I also want to be very transparent because that's the whole premise behind the show. The whole idea of capitalism is to be able to purchase something if you have the means to purchase it and the availability. Now, do I but now there's a secondary aspect to that. And that is that, as all you guys know, I prefer to trade and work with trades with people and see where it goes from there. That's what I would prefer to do. And so therefore I get to try something new and trade with somebody else. And it just gives me that liquidity to work with my game with whomever I'm working it with, you know? So that's kind of where I'm at. But again, I also don't want to be left without Eagle Rare because I love Eagle Rare. So there you go.
I was in a store the other day, and it happens to be one of those stores that kind of tracks what you purchase.
You were up at Tariq's place.
No, it's a little closer. And I was getting this Calumet, and I was picking up Canadian Mist for my father. My
mother drinks that too. It must be something from that time frame.
I think you're right.
Because you said you're 47, I'm 46,
yeah.
And my mother thinks Canadian Mist is fantastic, and I'm like, no.
Two at 21.
I don't think I did that either, but I also did think Jack Daniels was good at that time, and obviously that was wrong.
Well, the store owner said, "Hey man, I see here you've bought quite a bit of stuff, and I got some allocated stuff in the back." And he starts rattling off a list of what he had, and he's like, "You want any of that?" And I said, "Nah, I'm good." I said, one of the things was Blanton's. He had Blanton, Special Reserve, he had a couple other things, some Woodford Masters, and a couple expressions of that.
I've heard mixed reviews on the Woodford Masters, the 128.3 or 128.5, whatever it is. That new bottle they came out with. I personally like it, but I have heard some people say that it's junk, this, that, and whatever. That would make an interesting topic for another show. But I personally like it. I really do. I think it's good. But maybe I like it because of the heat. Because I was it Joe Manning or Jay Manning? I like
Jay
that
Manning.
one. Yeah, I like those. And I think the reason why I like those is because of the complexity in the blends, but also
trash can bourbon.
Yeah, it is. But what's a trash can blend is what it is.
Oh, there you go.
but I think I like it because of the heat and the, like that bite takes you there and it goes, boom, it's going to hold on to you for a minute. And then you're going to be able to feel those expressions go through. And you're like, okay, I dig this. I pick up this, this, and this. And that's something I find fascinating about having a discussion about, which is what I like about the Woodford Master Collection 128. I think it's 128.3. I could be wrong, but whatever their new one is. But I'm sure, DB, you've heard the same thing. We follow the same pages that people have either loved it or hated.
That's any bourbon. That's anything.
That's true, I guess.
Some people hate Olive Garden and some people love Red Lobster.
I've heard that too with the Woodford. As a matter of fact, a lot of the Masters, it's the Masters collection, right?
Right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. A lot of those, what was it? Was it the cherry? Was last year or the year before? I think a lot of people don't like that. There's the chocolate malt. People dislike, and I think Woodford just gets a bad rap.
And I don't understand that because I think Woodford, if we talked about this before, if you're going into a bar someplace and, a lot of times in many bars, they're limited on what they have. And if they have a good Woodford, I'm down with that. I'll have that. That's something I'll drink. Mm-hmm. Whereas if they have a Jack Daniels, I don't care if it's barrel proof. I'm like, no, not going to do it. Not going to do it.
What about, was it the Blue Eyes?
The what?
Expression? The
who?
Oh, you're talking about Sinatra? You're not going to find that in the bar.
No, you won't find it in the bar.
But I have that upstairs. It's pretty good.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. It's in the bottle. Actually, it has a lot of the same notes that you would normally pick up from Jack Daniels across the board. Smelling notes. But I think the taste is much more embracing when you bring it in my opinion.
Where are you guys at with anything from Dickel?
I got the 15. Oh Lord. Oh, Dick Cooper up there.
His face.
What? I didn't say anything.
I got both.
I like the Dickel. I love the Dickel.
18.
What?
I got both the 18 and the 15 when
what do you think about the 18? I've never had the 18.
it's not bad. I feel like it's
Dickel has its own taste though. Like it's its own unique. Like it doesn't. Like you can't compare it to anything else.
The 18 felt a little more mellow than the 15. Like it wasn't as higher proof. I've
never really been a big fan of it, though. I do like the 15. I'm very appreciative of Corey giving it to me. And I already had some. It was good. It was a nice evening cocktail before I fell asleep.
Mm-hmm.
But like I like the Sweetens Cove, and Jay's like, that's Dickel product. And I'm like, dude, that doesn't taste anything like Dickel to me. And I think Sweetens Cove is really, really good.
I got a barrel select from there that you need to try. Tell me what you think of it.
From
Dickel.
Oh, from Dickel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was going to say they had a barrel select of Sweetens Cove. I didn't know that, but I'd be down with that. Anyway, so guys, let's call it a night. It's been fun. It's always been fun. But the game is intermission now, so that means I can get back to watching it here shortly. I do think we had a lot of fun tonight. I think we learned a lot. I like. Hey, did you take a picture of that, Chuck, and send it to me?
I took a picture of it. Yes, and I will send it to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And so in moving forward in the future, so Mark, when it's your turn, make sure somebody blends it up before you put it out there, because unless you're blind.
Well, my dad will be here in a couple weeks. So I have my dad do it.
Just call me Mr. Magoo.
Next week.
Mr. Magoo.
Oh, caps up 2-1. Okay, I'm sorry.
Ooh.
Actually, I love the caps because I love
TikTok dance.
Ovechkin.
TikTok dance.
Yeah.
Hold on, TikTok bourbon dance.
But anyway, guys, always fun. DB, I'm glad you graced us with your presence tonight. I didn't anticipate that. I was like, oh wow, there's DB. My exact words were like, who the hell is Richard Cooper?
That is what he said. I ain't gonna lie.
I was like, is this somebody that's infiltrated us? This happened before back in the day. Like
it's a Zoom bomb.
No, it happened. It happened literally in the very beginning. We used to post the link because we'd do it live. We'd post the link on Facebook and people could just join if they wanted to.
Oh, wow.
And we had some crazy people from England or maybe Finland or something like that joined one night. And the cool thing was they joined like as we were going off air, so it worked out. But like they totally like showed pornography and stuff like that. And I was like,
oh wow.
And so we're all sitting there just kind of laughing at them, going, "Look, I think this is not live anymore. We've just been banned from Facebook." You know?
Oh, wow.
Fact check that. So anyway, but always fun, guys. Always. Thank you guys for all showing up. Chuck, I appreciate you putting forth the effort on a short notice.
My pleasure.
We'll put our bourbon thoughts out to Rob and his family with the potential loss of their family member, Lily, and just know that this whole entire group, we're big time advocates of animals and specifically dogs, but those animals are not they're not just pets. They're part of us. Everybody.
What's your name? What? What is your name? Tony. Fuck you, Tony.